morning, everybody. This is a real honor, a real pleasure for me to be here this morning. I was not lucky enough to be born an American citizen. I became an American citizen by choice. I immigrated to this country. I was born and raised in Israel. I served in the Israeli military, where I met my wife of 27 years. And when we got married, after we had fought for our country, we sat down and said, you know, you only live once. And we want to make the most of our lives. We want to be someplace where we can enjoy freedom, where we can make the most of the life that we have, where we can pursue our happiness, where we can raise our children to the best of our ability. And we looked around the world. We weren't committed to any particular place. So we looked around the world and we said, where are we going to go? Maybe we stay in Israel, maybe we go somewhere else. And we chose this country because this country is the greatest nation on earth. It is still today and really the greatest nation on earth in human history. And why is that? Mitt Romney last night talked about this being the land of opportunity. Well, what makes America the land of opportunity? What is it about this country that it provides those kind of opportunities, that encourages people like myself and like Ayn Rand, who I represent, the Ayn Rand Institute, to emigrate and to come to this great nation? And the concept is, I think, what really makes this country unique, what really makes this country special. And as a fawn, I think sometimes that we as fawners appreciate this more than many Americans born in the country, is the idea of individual rights. The idea of individual rights. Now, what do individual rights mean? You know, the right to your life, the right to your liberty, the right that all of you have, that all of us have, to pursue our own happiness. What does that mean? Because I think we've lost the meaning of what that is. It means that we have a right to be left alone. That we have a right to do what we think is the best for ourselves. To pursue our happiness in the best way that we can for ourselves. That we have a right to start whatever business we want to. To get the rewards if we succeed, and to keep those rewards. And we have, the right to fail. And nobody has an obligation to help us when we do. Not bail us out. Not take from those who succeeded and give to us when we fail. Not get the government involved in owning our business because we didn't succeed. And if we fail, we have the opportunity to learn from that failure and do better next time. Or not. Some people don't learn from their mistakes. But is that my responsibility? Is that yours? Is that the responsibility of those who are successful? Individual rights are about the liberty to succeed, to fail, to do things without government, society, your neighbors, your community, your city council telling you that you're allowed to do it. It's about you owning your own life, not the state owning your life. So that is the vision. That is the idea that brought me to this country, brought my wife to this country. We now have two boys, one in college, one in junior in high school. And we're very proud of that fact, and we're very proud to become recently American citizens. But I worry. Because that vision that I had of America, that vision of individual rights, of liberty, of real freedom, is eroding. It was really, even when I came, somewhat of a mirage, a shadow of the greatness of this country, the greatness of this country that was a while back. Individual rights have been eroded. Our individual freedoms, our individual liberties have been eroded in this country. And I'm sorry to say, and I know this is not going to be popular, that I hold Republicans responsible, not the Democrats, but Republicans. And let me tell you why. Because Democrats never stood for individual rights. Democrats always stood for big government. Democrats always wanted to tell us how to live our lives. Democrats always wanted to redistribute our wealth. Democrats always wanted to control our destiny. Republicans supposedly stood for capitalism, for freedom, for individual rights. But I look around me over the last, and I'm not even talking about just the last 8 years, over the last century, over the last 100 years. Republicans have moved left dramatically. They have accepted the fundamental moral premises of the left. Republicans have accepted the idea that you are your brother's keeper, that redistribution of wealth is right and moral. You've accepted the idea that the profit motive somehow is a suspect and potentially even evil. That capitalism needs to be controlled, that business needs to be regulated, that businessmen should feel guilty about their wealth. I mean, how else can you explain the fact that Sarbanes-Oxley passed the Senate 97-0, not one Republican voted against it? Full Employment Act for accountants, nothing more. You know, it used to be 50 years ago the Republicans said, we're going to roll back FDR's New Deal. We're going to get rid of Social Security. 25 years ago, Republicans maybe had given up on that goal. They were saying, we are going to roll back the Great Society of Lyndon Johnson. But today, Republicans passed the greatest increase in welfare since Lyndon Johnson with the drug benefits bill. You have moved so